Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it is up to you. I said it's on you. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Everyday Epiphanies podcast where we sit up here and yap about a variety of miscellaneous topics. And Phan just got done being Santa's little helper, making out them presents. Hope y'all out there being nice and not naughty. You feel me? Or
Some
Krampus gonna
cold
come
this
down the
year.
chimney and kidnap you. Put some
You ain't
coal in
gotta,
your stockings.
yeah, you ain't gotta know where I work, but it's gonna be worse than cold. Trust.
Yikes.
I don't know what's on the agenda today, but Marty said he got something
Okay.
up his sleeve like he Gambit.
Got a little. I'm finna start doing those moves that the magicians be doing. Nothing on my sleeves. Nah, I'm just joking. Oh, earlier I was just kind of vibing out watching TV with Quentin and shit, and we somehow started talking. Oh no, not somehow. We were watching Game of Thrones, and no spoilers here, but lots of people died,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so we were talking about like death and what happens on the other side. If you haven't seen Game of Thrones, there's this one episode where this guy he goes, um, I should say a lady says to another guy, she goes, "You've seen the other side," and he said, "No, I haven't. There's only darkness on the other side," right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that made me start thinking, right? Have you guys? This will be my first question. After y'all answer this, I'll ask the next one. Have you guys had any like really close calls with death? Not like family members, but like yourself personally. And if y'all could give an example, that might be, interesting to hear.
Me like we was in the activity and we almost died, or we died and came back.
You got you got the second option?
No, I was
If
just
you got the
asking
second
because
option,
I was just
I'd
asking
love to
because
hear.
I don't have the second option.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just if you had like a real close encounter, you was like, damn, I could have died right there. That would have been tough.
Yeah,
I
multiple
feel like
occasions.
those are the moments yeah. If you got
Multiple.
a real good one, I want to hear it.
Every goddamn day I drive, I speed. So I'm always, dapping up with death every time I get behind the goddamn wheel, bro. You feel me? But
Wrapping
no,
up with that.
um, but no, it was multiple times. One time was it was a fight in school. It was with a certain group of fellas, doing things I shouldn't have been doing, and we got into a brawl, and shit, motherfuckers started shooting. That's one right there. Like, I ain't even
That
gotta
always
elaborate more.
happens.
I ain't gotta elaborate more. Right there,
Right.
motherfuckers start shooting. Uh oh, dude, I can't even. I hate to say this the best one, but it's the most wildest one because I was driving, right, and so it's like this little bend before you get off to the off ramp towards my crib or whatnot. So
Hmm.
I'm at this point, something always happens to me when I'm not speeding. So I wasn't speeding. I was doing like 40, right? For those that that's listening to the channel, I drive a Challenger, so you already know how this goes. So I hit the I hit I turn around the bend. I'm doing 40, and I slide. I look at my rearview mirror and it's a semi, and I'm sliding. Yep, and there's a semi coming my way. At that point, I gave up. I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't nothing I could do. Yeah, there's nothing you can do if you're sliding, bro.
Hands
Like,
up. Yeah.
but my car caught traction and shit. I and got up out of there.
Right. So think about that second that the car catches traction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to kind of like hold that because it's gonna be important for the next question. I like that example. We gonna use that
All right.
one. Yeah. Chan, you got one?
I got several. Okay, but
Okay.
I'm a limit it to two, and I'm gonna make them very short. I'm not gonna drag it.
Okay.
Uh, damn. which one do I want to? All right, so the first one I'm gonna do, it was probably my worst accident to date. I got rear-ended by a car that was speeding. Traffic was stopped. It was coming to a stop, and I tried to dodge the car in front of me. Swerved, almost drove off the road. Overcompensated too hard. Came back and got hit by a semi. Car swung, hit the wall, like the concrete divider. Came back, another semi. And after that, I was out. And when I came to, it was like shit pouring into the car, windshield crack. I have no seatbelt on at that time either, so my shit for sure hit the windshield. All my keys, like in my pocket, was bent at a 90-degree angle. It was crazy. And I was in the passenger seat when I came to. It was people beating on the window, trying to get me to wake up. Yeah, that was that one. The other one, way crazier to me, and it's because it's way more subtle, bro. Regular day. It was my day off. I was working nights at the time. I might have pulled a 24-hour prior, but I went to sleep and I woke up because I couldn't breathe. I remember I was trying to breathe and I couldn't take a deep breath. All my breaths were extremely shallow. And I tried to get up and I couldn't. Like,
Damn.
I couldn't bend my knees, I couldn't wiggle my fingers, I couldn't do shit. And the only thought I had was, wow, this is it. That was like, this is it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna say, for these purposes, we're gonna use your first one.
Okay.
And the moment you came to as the moment that we're speaking of here.
Okay.
Right? So before I ask the question, I'm gonna tell you I'm not. The last time I feel like I've had a brush with death, and Quinta sitting here, she'll probably confirm. I had COVID not that long ago, right? So one day I was just chilling. I might have told y'all this. I was just chilling and I decided to get up to go to the bathroom. I wasn't feeling quite well. And so I take a couple steps and I can feel it happening. So I say it out loud. Damn, I'm about to pass out, right? Blam, I hit the floor, right? I can hear Quinta scuffling upstairs, like, all right, I need to get down there. Like, are you okay? She's calling my name and stuff. Then I don't remember much. I remember her saying my name and then saying, I'm gonna call a hospital. And I said no. And that's the first thing I remember after I passed out, is me saying, don't call a hospital. I'm not trying to go to no hospital. That's that's the end of that. So I'm gonna use that moment that I remember, like me saying, "Don't call a hospital." So my next question is, now kind of nerdy. What if? Follow my train of thought. What if that moment where you came to was you flipping to the next universe? Like you did die. What if that moment was your death? And instead of this afterlife thing, you just boop, instantly you're in the next life until that one dies again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was like super interesting, and maybe we can like have a conversation about that, or like what that could mean. Because as I asked this question to Quinta, her response was, no, I would say my thought process on this was, okay, now that Quinta has to deal with me being gone.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right. I'm following.
So yeah, how many? Say if this is true, right? How many lives have you lived? Y'all only gave me 2 examples. I only asked for a couple, but how many times have y'all lived? How many times have y'all died?
Well, I think we talked about this before when I did the whole,
Yeah.
how many lives you lived and shit. I believe I lived 3. I believe that's what it was.
Only
3.
3?
Yeah. Yeah. And they
Why
say
only 3?
that I'm on my fourth. I'm on my fourth or my third life at this moment right now. Apparently,
You think you could go ahead?
I probably may be going off on a different term, but apparently they say the wiser every time every life you get wiser and wiser, and the wiser that you get once you reach the point of your wisest self, you don't reincarnate, so you don't come back. And like the point that you're saying, you don't come back because you already reached the point of you knowing what it is that you know, and that means you have completed what it is that you have completed within your life. The reason why,
So at that,
huh?
I was gonna say, so at that point, your tires catch traction, or don't catch traction,
Yeah,
or we don't wake up
yeah,
because we've already gotten to our wisest selves. That's kind of fucked.
yeah,
What if you die young? Oh, then you probably getting
yeah. You get
reincarnated. Then.
reincarnated.
You
Yeah,
probably jump into the next line.
yep.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
hmm, that's interesting. What you think?
I I for sure been out at least 4 times, and I mean in the way that you posed it initially, because I got some crazy stories, bro. I got some crazy stories. Like whether it be the time I got jumped on a college campus,
Excuse me.
it wasn't. Yeah, man. I was next to a guy who was talking shit, and I got like it was bro,
uh,
proximity, bro. Bunch of dudes came over and flooded me because they thought I was with them. It was a lot of people, man. I'm
you
talking,
just fended it off.
huh?
You just fended it off.
No, I got knocked out. I got stomped out, bro. I got stomped out, bro. And that's for sure one. Because when you get knocked out, it's like, yeah, I think that's a near death experience. That means your brain and your skull got rattled so hard it shut off for a second, you know? There's a time it was like a fight in the alleyway where everybody was just kind of running fades. And they had this bigger dude come and get me because I was winning too much and they was mad. He knocked me clean. It was an uppercut too. Not offended to admit it, you know. Chin checked the fuck out of him. He was older than me too. I remember I came to, it wasn't nobody else in the alleyway. That's another one.
Damn, they thought
Yeah,
you was DED.
hell yeah. I ain't gonna forget. I
Well,
I gotta get my drinks in a second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But y'all keep
yeah.
going though.
Uh huh.
No.
I'm gonna say stuff a good 3 as well. I feel like aside from that, getting hit by the garbage truck is crazy. And I know, like, I talk about that before. Maybe I haven't talked about it on this podcast before, but
Yeah, I
if
don't think
for
you have.
your for those that don't know, right, I'm gonna paint this picture for y'all. I'm walking home. I was trying to better myself and be a better man. I was trying to go to the gym. I was like, you know what? This freshman 15 is kicking my ass, and I just need to go to the gym. So the first day I decided to go to the gym. I'm walking home. I'm feeling good. I was like, that's a great workout. Maybe we can keep this up.
Mm-hmm.
I look both ways before I cross the street. I look this way again, and I proceed to cross the street, and blam, I get hit by the truck. So before you say, "Oh my God, are you okay?" This is what the same. This is the same question the driver asks. He doesn't really stop. He kind of like pull up next to my body on the ground, and I'm like, "What's up?" I don't say anything, but he rolls down his window and he looks at me and he goes, "You good?" And I go, "Yeah," and I turn around and take off running. It was like fight or flight. And I feel like that was definitely one of my moments. I probably died right there because a garbage truck is, as one of my homies said, that's the biggest truck that can go on residential streets
Yeah.
legally.
Facts.
You feel what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like,
I'll be honest about it. I hate when you tell that story because I laugh, and I'm not laughing at the fact that you got hit. I'm laughing at the
No,
fact that you got up and was like, "No," and
facts.
ran off. Like I
Well,
can
'cause
just
I
No,
imagine
and
you
know,
was
that's what
bro.
I'm
like, you
saying,
looked
bro.
at him, no, it just ran
I can
off.
like
You just
I
put it.
remember it was one of those like days where it was like crispy in the air, so like you can see your breath.
Yeah,
And I had these big ass Tims on. I could just remember hearing them like, and the chain that be on the
yeah.
Tims. Like I could just hear it as I'm running away from this accident. I'm looking around and people in the cars just looking like big ass eyes. Like, no, he didn't just run away from this. And I get home and I look up. I lived in a loft at the time, so I look upstairs and I go, Quinna, I just got hit by a truck. She goes, you lying? And then right then and there is when all the pain hit me. I was like, oh my God, I just got hit by a truck. I had to sit down. And the rest is history, but I definitely think that's one of my three. And then, I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm going to say only two because I'm not going to count thoughts of self. You get what I'm saying? Without saying
Yeah.
too much. I'm not going to count those. So I'll just say that. But I find that whole like concept interesting because I know you said once you get wise enough, that's the end. But like in theory, wouldn't it be able to just keep going?
Mm,
You feel me? So like if you end up like poop, you die from old age, right? Now you've woken up in a timeline where people live at that age, like regularly.
yeah,
You get what I mean? I guess
but
that
like,
would be in an infinite loop kind of that scenario.
yeah, but like in that way, you grow old. You're not necessarily wise just because you grew old. Because you can grow old and not complete what it was that you were supposed to complete in life. Like I said, that's the theory. Now, if it's true, no one truly knows because the big man upstairs ain't talking to no goddamn body anyway. So, but yeah, that like I said,
Throne
that's
said
just a
it could
theory.
just be dark.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey, I guess I didn't want to like harp on it too long. I just wanted to get those stories out of y'all one
Yeah.
and to ask y'all that question because I thought it was just super just interesting. Like, damn, what if that ain't the end? Like I've thought of multiple times where like something like that has happened, like you'll quickly dodge a car in traffic. That's a moment right there. Like we was literally just talking about that in the other chat. Like that's quick as hell. You gone.
Yeah.
And in that split second, now you're in a different life that changes things, these pivotal moments and stuff. I don't know, I just find that strange because usually what you hear is, damn, I had a near death experience. Let me turn my life around. It's not you turning your life around. You just have, I don't know, you got prior knowledge from a different life that would work in this life.
Yep.
That's super left field. It sounds like it. It feels like it to me as I'm saying it, but like, I don't know. I guess I could just keep rambling about it because I found it that compelling.
Yeah.
I'm yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you. Shit. There was another part when I was talking about like how astonished I was at the concept of like if your brain deems something trauma, it is. It's not up to someone else to say, oh, that wasn't shit. You know? So like I think those things that your body uh I guess conceives or comprehends is the word. Comprehends as turmoil or hard or just a lot to bear. It's like what are you learning from it, you know? Cuz for me
Right.
in the time when I was like just laying there and I'm clearly uh having a heart attack and I'm like, yeah, this is it. And it wasn't it, and I'm like cuz this that was later in life and I'm thinking, every way I've come close to death way easier than living. I'm just saying, bro. The heartbreaks, the stress, the fear you have of not making something, whatever that may be, way more difficult to deal with than your body actually not working. It's just, I done had broken bones. I done had, infections. I done had all that shit. And all that shit, even the most painful of shit, was still easier to comprehend and easier to bear than mental stuff, or emotional
I
stuff.
mean, don't you? Because in moments like that, don't you just switch to survival? And you ain't thinking about none of what you was thinking about before.
Mm,
You like,
I'm
damn, I about to live, or
I'm pretty I I'm not gonna say I'm the normal person because even when I hit that divider in that example I gave, I don't even think I got God out. But I said, all right, because I talk with God so often, I don't even consider it prayer. It's kind of like if you were talking to that imaginary camera. That's how I talk to God all the time. I'm not bowing my head and in silence, praying. I'm just talking. Prayer is always, right?
right?
So when I hit the divider, I'm thinking, all right. I'm like, if it's now,
See
let's
you soon,
go.
right?
Yeah, let's go. So then when I came to, bro, I was pissed because now I know I have to pay for the repercussions of my actions. Like, I didn't have insurance at the time. I know the person who rear-ended me kept going, and I got out and confirmed that. They want me to go to a
And,
hospital. I do not have the funds for that. Shut the hell up talking to me. I'm hitting all the lines of family who could come get me. They're not answering. Then I tell my ex's mom at the time who did answer first ring, where I'm at, just in case somebody's asking. And then just Uber back home. Like, didn't shit happen and get the shit told. Like, life happens, and
yeah,
you have to keep answering and solving life's problems as if traumatic shit didn't happen. There don't be no
right.
time to be feeling shit. And that's why I feel like life is way harder than death. I just don't care. I don't care, bro. And that's why I stand on the side of, like, when we lose people, it hurts for us that are still here, not the ones that are gone. I promise they're in a much better place. Whether you believe in an afterlife or not existing in this shit, automatically easier, my opinion.
So got to be good on that side.
Yeah, man, this
No,
shit
I feel
tough.
you though. It is. It is. It is. It's
Mm,
just it could be done so many different ways. It's like that show, bro. 1,000 ways to die. You can go at
man,
any
Yeah.
moment, any way. You know how like this can go super a different way, but I'll just mention it because it was on my mind. It makes me think of when people start like baby proofing shit, like
yeah,
putting corners on tables, like the little rubber corners, or like locking the pill bottles and stuff like that. I'd be like, damn, just the thought to do that is because somebody, you feel me?
yeah.
Some kid was
Lost they
lot of boop, they lost
facts,
their life.
and it was over with. Just that it's not funny by any
You
means.
feel me? No, it's not funny, but like,
Yeah, perspective though
damn.
on how fragile life is. Yeah, hell yeah,
Anytime I see a baby proofed house, I'll be like, damn, they really thought of everything. I wouldn't even have thought to get something like that, you know?
and the crazy part is,
Or
them little boogers can still choke and die. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with what's around the head to the back.
like you gotta put age numbers on toys.
Yeah,
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta put safety mechanisms on saws. You feel me? Even like blades are so smart they can sense what your skin feel like, and they'll just stop. So well, some of them. I'm gonna say
some
some
of
of
them.
them, not
Yeah.
all of them.
That's only if you get the sensor right.
The
Yeah,
place where I worked, they did have that. I've never seen it engaged, but I'm just saying, hey, don't do it. Don't don't do it. I'm
but let's
telling
go ahead
y'all,
and test that out real quick.
don't do it. But yeah, it's just it really is hella ways to go, and I feel like each one of those is we on some like Loki shit. Each one of those is a different path.
Yeah.
Or it's like playing this that's what I was gonna say. It's like playing one of those games like Detroit or the Quarry or something like that, bro. Any little decision can send you off in a different direction. I guess maybe that's the bigger conversation that I was trying to have. We was trying to get somewhere. That's probably where I was going. Like any little decision or something like that you make and go completely left field, or it can take you to somewhere you would have never thought of. Like I always think about. I feel like it's healthy to reflect sometimes. And people always ask you that question, like, "Where you gonna be in 5 years?" Nobody fucking knows, right? But then you think about it, like, damn, okay, where was I 5 years ago? And that's a better question to me
Yeah.
because you think about all the like little things you did that paved this path that you make, right? And just me being who I am, I start to think about, okay, what if I didn't do this at this point? You feel me? Think about these key moments in your life and how they could just, I don't know, you could be a different person than who you are right now. And that ties with what I was saying in the beginning. I'll just close it by saying, like, those near death experiences are part of that. You get me? That's something that could have happened right then and there, but it didn't. Just like playing the game, I ain't gonna say which one you flick the switch. Y'all probably know, though, if you know, you flick the switch and the whole house gone, or you don't. So I don't know, that's interesting. I don't know if y'all got anything else, but
Yeah.
I got plenty.
I think that's
Uh,
yeah,
I,
go ahead.
I think I may have said this either on the podcast or just in general of us talking. Right. I was talking about how. All right. Just so I can just for the people listening, if you don't know, right, they say that time doesn't exist and time exists all at once everywhere, right? And so what I'm getting at is, have you ever? Because I feel like I said this on, like I said this in an episode or maybe just general talk, but have you ever like it just been going somewhere, or better yet, you've been driving, right? And let's say you have to take a detour, right? And let's say you get to an intersection, and as you pass the intersection, right? Have you ever had a vision pop in your head like you getting T-boned,
Hmm.
right? And I've always thought that in another timeline, right, that happened. It's sort of like when you have deja vu, right? Deja vu
Hmm.
never plays out the way it played out in whatever your deja vu. Most deja vu happen when we're asleep anyway. So it never actually plays out the same way in your dream because you to get to that point in that time, you probably didn't complete certain steps for that certain outcome to play out the same way it did in your deja
Hmm.
vu. So that's why, like, if you ever had like the vision, let's say you getting T-boned or whatever, right? Whatever it was, you probably didn't leave the house at a certain time, and at that exact point is the reason why you didn't get T-boned.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange for sure.
Yeah.
It's like butterfly effect.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that.
No, that should be eating at me bad. Like again, I'm gonna stick to this car story, right? Because that haunts me to this day. There's not too much stuff that like bugs me, but like as you talk about reflecting on life, 5 years in the past, that's well over 5 years. And bro, I remember that particular night. It was like tonight. Just got done working. I just wanted to be home. I didn't really care about too much else. I just wanted to eat and go to sleep, right? And now I'm gonna like put my business out there a bit. But it was so much to learn from it, and it was such a fast track in one night. Like my partner was talking about trying to cheer me up because I was like not in a good headspace, and it wasn't just because I was tired. And they're like, "Come on, like this will make you feel better, whatever." And then like I don't want to go so far as to say gaslighting, but definitely a level of manipulation. And you could write it off as good intent, but trying to help me or make me get out the house by saying that they was hungry or whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I'll get you some food. But everything in me is like, I just want to stay in the house. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. So I end up doing it, grab some food, go over or whatever. Still not changing my headspace. I'm like, I'm here. I did what you asked, but like I'm finna split, you know? And I leave. And I remember had my radio blasting. I was blasting tight beats and was rapping the whole way back because I was tired. I was just trying to keep myself up anyway. And then that happened. And then so then when I came, bro, I promise when I came to, I was pissed for so many different reasons. And again, I didn't have enough time to process none of it because stuff had to be done, you know? And it's like that every single time. And I think with what Courtney was talking about, I only really get that feeling with people. Like I'll be sitting next to somebody and I'm hearing them talk, and I could just see where my life is gonna go if I keep allowing this person to talk or to sit beside me in life. You know, I'll be like, yeah, nah, ain't no way. You not finna.
Yeah, bro. The visions get the popping in your hair, bro. Like it's fucking, it's crazy, bro.
Well, how y'all thinking about? I'm gonna use what Courtney said, like y'all the visions. Like I feel like I do it the backwards way. You get me? Like for that situation, like a friend or something that you like, how long you gonna take this or whatever, you know? I always think like, damn, if I would have actually stopped kicking it with this person, or if I would have actually stopped talking to this person, what would be?
Yeah.
You get me? I feel like I always get into like the what ifs when I should be maybe thinking about what could be, question mark. I guess that's I ain't quite
But see,
I ain't quite think about that.
but like, that's the thing. Like, I don't. That's the thing. Like, I don't think about it. It's like the shit just pops into my head. Like, I just because most of the time I be on autopilot when I'm driving any goddamn way, and then that shit just flick in my head, and then I snap back into reality. Like I snap out of my autopilot, bro. So it's just like I don't know how to fucking explain it. That's why I said it's like in a certain timeline. If I would have left at a certain time or a certain moment, or if I would have made a certain decision, I would have ended up in that T-bone.
So you seen glimpses of some what could have been.
Of a different timeline, yeah.
Right. Or not what could have been, what probably did happen in this case.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna just say, shit's so wild on Earth right now. I wouldn't put it past us spitting facts right now. You feel me?
Oh, 10,000%.
Shit is so out of control, bro.
It could get real. Man. You do know it can get real tinfoil hat real quick. Bro, because that's crazy because I just wrote this down and I'm gonna put a bullet point next to that. Because even when I be correcting the people around me with that, because that pisses me off now. It doesn't piss me off, but it does bother me. Pissing me off is strong. But when I'm around people, when I'm hearing them talk, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm. If this is, I always use video games because I feel like video games got that shit right. If this is a video game and you your main character, if I'm that little sprite in your life, bro, I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, you got that shit. You got that, and then you cut yourself off and say, I don't know. All right, I'm going to paint the picture of what this video game should probably look like, and this is why it bothers me. You are a godlike being. If there was never, and then look, I know this is going to sound super blasphemous, but just rock with me, okay? I just need to make this point right. if there wasn't a God, you are supposed to be the closest thing to it, but you keep letting everything in life deter you. It pisses me off. You let people tell you that you don't know. So now you saying you don't know. You simply existing and going through this life and feeling what you feel, you already know. If you didn't have to try to articulate what you feel to anyone, you simply feeling it is enough confirmation. Don't cut yourself off and then limit your power by saying you don't know. Just shut up. Just shut up. You ain't even got to complete the thought. You ain't got to make sense to me. You could be like, yeah, man, like, I feel like I could fly. And just let that breathe. Just let it breathe. You ain't gotta say nothing else. Don't say I don't know. Don't sprinkle that on the end. I don't know. No, I feel like I can fly. It's just like word. Like
Now
what
you
made
gotta
you
believe.
yeah, like where you how you figure? And then we can go into a whole nother conversation, and it can get real head ass. You'll be like, man, like everything vibrate, right? Like if I'm actually not touching anything technically because there's always space in between us, can I just increase that space? And I'd be like, dang, that kind of makes sense. If everything got like electromagnetic fields and it's magnetic, could I flip that in reverse gravity?
That's
I don't
kind of
know.
kind of
Can you?
crazy, right?
But for real though, I just reeling it in a bit on a much more plausible level. You know when you coming in contact with a person or a thing that doesn't serve the culmination of your life. Like you've been spending time on this character and you just allow stuff to just settle or come in that doesn't represent the work you've put in thus far. And that's bothersome. And you won't speak on it because you're trying to be whatever for whomever, you know? And that alludes to my bullet point because my bullet point was I've had this conversation with people before. It's about the voice in your head or lack thereof. I know some people don't have it. But it's like whatever, if there's a tally system of, like Courtney said, it's a fork in the road, you got an option. Like how many times are you picking left? And this might be a poor analogy, but because I don't like using good and bad because that's relative,
Yeah.
right? But like, where are you? Like, if there's chips in the middle for you to use on either left or right, like how many times are you putting chips on a single side? Because now I feel like this is what the voice is gonna be. You're not gonna hear that no more. It's just gonna be definitively this. You know?
I think about that a lot.
Huh?
I say I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. And again, I know this conversation then went left and shit. And every time I talk, I always go left any goddamn way. So I'm pretty sure motherfuckers is used to it by now. But
Part of the app.
like, bro, when I get into the horoscope shit, I know a lot of motherfuckers don't believe in that shit. But like I've said in multiple podcasts, bro, it's horoscopes are just pretty much a template of who you are, bro. Right? But one thing you can say about Libras is Libras have a natural thing to balance everything around them, whether it's good and evil, whether it's dark and light, whether it's friendship and romanticism, whatever you want to fucking do it. Like Libras have a natural need to balance everything. So what you talking about, Phan? Yeah, I think about that shit a lot, bro. Cause that's all I do, bro. All I do is try to balance everything around me. That's all I do.
I could keep going.
Yeah,
I
go
could keep
ahead.
going, but I'm gonna let Marty go though. Where your head at with it, Marty?
Cause I don't know. I'm trying to cook. That's why I was just letting y'all talk. I'm thinking about it, and I don't know if I think that much about it. I guess that's a good thing though. I
Sure.
just be. And when the time comes to think about something, it's always where I have been. So I can this is getting strange. I'm gonna say I think about where I have been, so maybe I could attempt to control what's ahead of me, but that can get into another bag of worms that I'm not sure we want to go into. Because saying that out loud, my first thought is it'll never happen.
What,
You get
controlling
what I mean?
the future, you mean?
Controlling the
Or
outcome. Right. Exactly. So why even bother if that's the case, right? Or did I miss the point?
and my point, or the point in the hypothetical you saying?
All of the above.
Nah, not mine. And if
Okay.
you miss the point, and this is why life is such a tizzy to just be a part of, right? It's, and I wrote that down. I wrote down perspective on living, right? So I'm gonna bring this back to you, but um, no, I'm just gonna rest right there. Actually, perspective on living. It's because I was saying earlier, so much life happens. I don't think that people pause to reflect on what happened. And I think that choice in the tallying of sides, right? Like, I think you choosing to practice to not pause is aiding in the lack of a voice. Like, all right, here's an example, right? Like, I had a solid 3 years to be alone before I got in the relationship I'm in now. So in between, bro, I it felt like a superpower. I'm not gonna lie, and it felt like a superpower because it was so much silence. Like I got to feel what I felt. I got to write my thoughts out, feelings out, and when I didn't feel like writing anymore, I got to go either walk outside with nature or go work out, get the get it out. And now
Mm-hmm.
I've exerted all of that, and sometimes I just sit in my car again in silence, and stuff just gets to coming to you, man. Like now, back in a relationship, I realize like I for sure have an inner voice, but depending on the type of partner you have, it's always go. It's always something going on. Because if it's not your partner, life just be happening, and there's no debrief for yourself because you're still using your mouth, and that's so much energy. Like sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up and just be, you know? And where did I want to go with that? Yeah, no, I feel like you miss a lot of life by trying. I don't think human beings understand how hard it is to articulate what you experience because you're still not doing a good job of articulating what you felt. You're just trying to put that shit into words to make it make sense to someone else. But you get it like fully.
Yeah.
Like this
Right.
this this segment of what I'm saying is why I'm like, bro, I be talking to somebody, like somebody be talking to me, and I get it so much, I could freak them out because they'll stop and I'll keep going because I've experienced this and then some. And they're like, yeah, how you, yeah. I'm like, yes. No, but keep going because I don't want to steal your opportunity to exercise this part of your brain to say this. Because if I steal it from you, you won't be able to say it again to the next person. You
That's why
know?
the I don't know is tough.
It blows me. I'm like, no, 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 no. Shut the fuck up and try. I don't care if you said the same thing
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5 times. Keep, because you're gonna find it's like freestyling in rap, bro. You're gonna have filler words. You're gonna keep saying like and the, but then once you find certain things to connect and hook with the next thing, them thes ands drop. You never doing it again. And now you sound fire. You like, dang, I don't know where that came from. Practice, bro.
Crazy. Right. So is that that's the practice.
But it's
Just being. Just letting it ride
yeah,
without hesitation.
but and that's so again, because life is so complex, you can't do that with everybody. You'll have somebody like right now I'm in the bag, so I'm talking, but usually y'all two know in particular. If I'm with y'all, I'm letting y'all rip. Get that shit
Mhm.
off. There be too many people who be talking, they'll cut you off, They don't let you get the shit off. You say something and your heart was in it, and this is a human thing that another thing I don't think humans understand. You feel when a conversation is flowing perfectly. It is a mini heartbreak that happened. Excuse me. It's a mini heartbreak that happens when you think some shit's flowing on your side. You feel like, damn, yeah, I got that shit off. And you let silence breathe for a minute, and then the person picks back up, and it ain't nowhere where you was at. And you like, what the, how the fuck, what? How we get here? That's not even what the fuck I was talking about. Were you listening?
This sounds like it goes back to, and I know we've had this conversation before about like I'm trying to figure out how I want to say it, like over relating versus listening.
Yes.
You feel me? Because like the whole
Yes.
time you're getting information, you like, okay, how can I relate this instead of
Right.
just listening to what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit! I did it again. I do know. I do know. I hella know.
I do want to. How can I put this? So, Phan said, well, he's like, he felt like his shit was a superpower by him just sitting in silence and the voice and shit. Man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I honestly believe that my superpower is repelling, bro. What I mean is like I spent so long repelling everything that nothing comes to me. Like
And go ahead, keep going.
like for example, right? I I be bullshitting. I be bullshitting, right? And let's for example, let's say I shoot my shot, right? And Shorty don't respond, right? And but in my head, I'm like, I, I didn't really want to do this shit anyway because then I started thinking like, damn, that if that shit would have made it in, like I gotta be in a motherfucking relationship, bro. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But then, like, let's say I shoot my shot like 3 times, right? And then God would be like, oh, I see you trying today. Here you go. And I'm like, nah, I was just bullshitting, bro. I didn't really want that. I was just trying to see if I still got it, you know? And then,
Yeah.
and now Shorty get to talk to me. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I really don't want to be in a relationship. I'm really not trying to waste your time because this is really gonna waste your time. Like, you know? But like, I'm not even gonna say I don't know. It's just the fact that that I've been repelling shit so long, and like Phan said, sitting in silence is fucking great. And I do,
It is.
I do get to talk to the voice in my head. I do get to talk to both sides. Like, for example, right? I was telling my pops. Matter of fact, I wouldn't tell him. I was showing my pops the grimoires and shit that I write and shit, and he was like, "You finna make this shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He like, "You know what comes with this, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And he was like, "So have you like thought about it?" I'm like, "I have. I thought about it multiple times." I mean, I'm like, like I told him, like, I mean, whatever happens, happens. You know, like I'm just gonna create the shit. You know, it's sort of like what's the, I don't want to say Tony Stark. Matter of fact, I can't use Tony Stark as an example. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use MCU Tony Stark when he had the whole idea to use the AI to protect the world, and the motherfucker
Right.
ended up becoming Ultron. It's sort of like that. Like I know what the fuck I'm
Yeah.
doing. I had the voice in my head telling me multiple times, like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Because yada 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 yada.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. I mean, it's just like when motherfuckers make guns, you know.
Right.
Shit
You
just
know they can
happens,
kill.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know what I'm doing. It's just it is what it is, you know. But yeah, me and the voice, we talk a lot. I don't know if it's God. I don't know if it's my angels, but we talk a lot. I usually do the opposite of what they say, but we talk a lot.
And that's what I mean too, though. It's like And I'm not really trying to bring this into no spiritual thing, but it's tough because in my being, I do believe that humans are supposed to be spiritual beings, but we keep nerfing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Let that be with the food we eat, the fluoride we drink, the lack of sun and dirt we get exposed to. I do believe we're supposed to be in nature like that, but um, yeah, but that's what I mean though. Like if you're, it's scary because whatever you talking to, if it is just an extension of you, I don't like. I'm not trying to overcomplicate this, but it could be the all, right? It could be the thing that created everything, or it could be in, you know, other terms, you could be connected with something completely different. You don't even know what that something is. I don't know. But
Right.
like, it could be I hope that made sense. But
Yeah,
it's
no, that
like,
makes sense.
but that's why I use the chips analogy because it's like
Yeah.
when you hear whatever this external thing is being transmitted to you, just radio frequencies. You don't have to channel in to either one. But when you did channel in, where did that dial land? Was it more over here? On what sounded like a good, safe outcome? Or was it over here when it was a little bit more radical and you was like, you just wanted to prove you exist in the most
See,
like,
it's more on the right side. So I'm gonna use left and right. We already know
all right,
the angel. You already know how that goes in cartoons and shit. So it's more on the right side. But
the id and the ego,
right,
the
yeah,
super ego, I mean.
it's more on the right side. It'd be like, hey, bro, you sure you wanna? And I'm like, yeah, like, cause like when I get to writing down the invocations and incantations and shit, right? And when I'm on, uh, uh let's say when I start writing my darker book, and it's like, do you really want to put that out for people? And then I'm like, it's already out. It's just I'm just adding more to it. Like the shit is already out. I'm just like I said, I'm just adding more. So like, granted, yeah, I may be doing a little bit more harm because mine is more newer, and if it ever gets out, it will be found. Unlike the older ones, but then right when I do go into that headspace, then my more darker side comes in, and like my urge for power comes in, and then it's like that voice starts talking to me like, yeah, and then that's when the shit, like Phan said, like shit just comes to you. So the more shit just get to pop in my head, and I get to write more, and then that's when the other side tap me back on the shoulder again, and now I start thinking like, man, do I really want to be like Anakin Skywalker? Do I want to be like Shigaraki? Do I really want to be like, Dobby? Do I want to be like Doflamingo? Like all my favorite villain characters. Do I really want to be like them? And then that's when I just close the book.
Do
I'm
you?
my bad.
I was gonna say, and this can be for both of y'all, but I'm asking Courtney. Do you disagree with the voice ever?
Yeah,
All the
that
time.
that's why I say I always do the opposite of what they say.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I missed that part.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that
I
makes
I'm
always
sense.
always do the opposite, but I don't know if this adds to the point, but uh, it's my as much as I try to deny it, it's my urge for power, and y'all see it in like when I play video games, right? When when I play Call of Duty, I have to take B point and I have to have a second point because I have to spawn trap these niggas. I have to keep these niggas in the back line where they can't move forward, bro. Or like when we play fighting games, I have to joke you. I can't let you get a turn. I can't let you do anything. It's like my urge for power, and I have to keep that at a certain level. So like Phan said, I have to stack chips. I can't keep stacking chips on the left side. I have to balance the shit out.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like how you brought that full circle for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I I guess I just want to put my piece out there. I'm usually on the if we just picking sides, I'm usually on the whichever side is the most cautious. And I do feel like this is a detriment, if that's the right word. I think it is.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I definitely be having to, and I guess this is a test to I do know. I actively do try to use the other side. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like I actively
Bless you.
like, all right,
Thank you.
here's a choice right here. Bless you. Here's a choice right here, and I know what I want to do, but maybe this is the right thing to do. You get me?
Yeah.
And in an attempt to bring the full scope of the conversation back up, even that choice splits you two different ways. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you can ultimately break that down into anything. Did I choose to roll this way or that way? Did I choose to take this step or that step? You know what I mean? It can just be infinite. So I guess I'm comprehending from this conversation is don't even worry about it. For lack of a better word. Just keep it pushing. Cause if it was gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
True.
Like no matter what you pick, it's in the air now. You give me for every action, there's a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It's just yeah, unfortunately. Again, it came up again a second time butterfly effect. Isn't that the same thing?
Well, uh, my biggest existential crisis, and this loops it back into death, since
Hmm.
that's where we started, right? Bro, it was, and again, I love the word culmination because that's what it is. It's the
Combination.
stacking. It is the
Hmm.
stacking of moments, right? All of it leading to this. When I felt like I was gonna absolutely lose my shit from like stress and just heartbreak and just inability to comprehend what the hell is happening when I know I've done all that I could, right? Bro, it was an ego death. It was a very nihilistic place when I came to the conclusion, especially believing in a God. But I don't think you have to believe in a God to come to this conclusion that you could just be the smallest piece in the puzzle. You just have to go through this for someone else. It's not even for you. Like how I was saying in the examples that the person is struggling to get something out, and I'm like, yeah, I already been through it, but I'm not saying that. I'm proving it by affirming what they're trying to say, right?
Yep.
So I'm helping them solidify a foundation they didn't know they needed, which then also validates all the bullshit I went through because on a very minuscule level, I'm making someone else's life better because I didn't off myself. And
You
it's
can talk.
like, bro, it pissed
Mm-mm.
me off. It pissed me off because I'm like, you get to a place, and now I'm gonna speak freely on the concept of a God because that we were just talking about it in another chat with some of our homies. It's a heavy burden to bear being good. And
Mm-mm.
as far as this placing of the chips left or right, every single time, I'm gonna be honest. If I'm speaking from ego, I know I was born to be the warrior in the garden. You know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to know how to take people out and not bat an eye because it's just my person, right? But uh I always consider God. I pause, and I'm like, all right, so what are we doing? It'll be like something come up, and it is not a part of the plan, and I'm looking like, what? This? You want me to? Are you sure? Like I ain't got time, but like, all right, all right, and that's when I'm like, yeah. Do I want to listen? Never, never, never. And another thing I want to say is listening to what I believe is the higher power leaves me looking stupid 99% of the time. I'm used to it now. I am. Because it's not secular. It's not normal. You know how many, and this is again putting myself out. You know how many women I know have been shooting a shot and I sound like they dad? I look stupid as hell, bro. But it's an intervention from a stranger that they never ready for. And it catches them so off guard. Bro, I had a chick, and this is from the old job, and I know Slim used to talk so much stuff to me. He's like, "Fan, you a good man, because any other dude would have folded."
Yeah.
I had some girl, bro, it was like 4 a.m. Came back from a party trying to chop it up with me. And I'm like,
Go to
like,
bed.
she wasn't leaving. And I'm like, you all right? And she's like, yeah, I can't just be here. I'm like, you very well could. I can't shoo you off. I'm here regardless. And I was like, just to pass time, if you want to talk, I'm here. Bro, ended up being like a whole intervention on her life, right? So night 2, because again, I gotta be here. Now she's pressing, and I had to check her. This is when the father figure thing comes in, right? Because now I'm like, well, I'm at work, and I don't want you to misinterpret what's happening, because this wouldn't have happened anywhere else. And this is not me being mean. It's just you were vulnerable. You were able to say things no one's giving you opportunity to do, but do not misconstrue that for connection. What dude is saying that? Most dudes is gonna be like, all right, bet, go ahead, put them digits in my phone.
Hold up.
Yeah,
Hold up.
no.
Let's talk more.
No, but then that goes into the whole, what are you listening to? Because now this would disrespect both of us. Because for me, that's low bearing fruit. You told me how you're not okay. I wasn't even reaching for you. Why am I going to disrespect both of us? You know?
Right.
And so, again, bringing this full circle again, when you have near death experiences, it's supposed to make you question where your value for life is. Does it inspire you to do more? Does it reflect and give you pause? Like, damn, I ain't did shit. Oh, I didn't do enough. You know?
And that's what I was mentioning at the beginning. Like, is that the people say that all the time? Like, I had a near-death experience, man. I had to switch something up. Like, you feel me? Like, I was in the hospital with a fucked up lung. I had to put them squares away.
Type thing, yeah.
Type, you feel me? So, yeah, that was definitely both of y'all did. Y'all gave me good full circle moments. I had to epiphanize them shits. You feel me? That's good.
I wanna, and again, I've been doing this lately because clearly I'm leaning very heavily on Christianity. So that's just what it is. But I had this epiphany going through scripture, and it's insane to me. But like people be glorifying the church, and I know when we blow, like, and people get to watching this, they probably gonna come for me in the comments. I don't care, but people be glorifying the church. But if God stated several times that your body is a temple, right? And there's another one in Acts. I can't remember what verse it is, but it's saying like it's a testament to what you're doing with your life. And he asked, what kind of temple shall you build for me? And he's referring to your body, right? Is where he resides. And then the most infamous scripture is seek ye first the kingdom of God, right? The kingdom is never going to be a structure. It's always going to be the people. And I think that's just the heaviest thing ever, bro. For every time that you feel like you want to be alone and not be bothered, it's literally telling you to find God in people every single time. Every single time you see the worst, you're not supposed to judge. Find God even in that person. You know? That for me, that was like I was sitting here like I was like, no, another reason I have to try. I want to let these people beg. If they're all worthless, why must I subject myself to this pain?
Like good as shit.
I
Nah, but
I know we've
go
been
ahead.
yapping for a minute, but I just had a
Mm-hmm.
thought, right? The fan said, "Find God in people." I want to ask y'all, bro. Have y'all ever had a motherfucker walk up to you and randomly started talking about God?
Yeah,
More times than I would like to admit.
Okay. Now,
yeah.
I've never had that happen.
Are you
Never.
are you serious?
Never. I
Not
have
even Jehovah's Witness.
never, bro. Never. And, and I always thought I never really understood why, bro. Right? Because I hear it all the time. Oh, random people, talking about, and I've always had, well, like, why, right? Why don't I have random people come up to me and randomly just start talking about God? I've, I don't get it, but as I look back on my life, right, and all this shit that I've told to y'all, it kind of makes sense why, right? Because it's like I feel like I'm more closer to God than a lot of people, so they don't. So God doesn't feel the need to send. I'm just gonna say angels to come talk to me to put me on a path. If that makes sense,
For sure.
It
I'm
does.
following what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
because like, bro, y'all know all this shit that I experienced, all this shit that I talked to y'all about. But it's just like it's crazy that in 33 years, I have never had one person randomly that I never met walk up to me and talk about God. I had people ask me because they heard the way that I rap, but they didn't. But that's because they heard. That's because they heard my lyrics. I just didn't have a random motherfucker from a fucking gas station while I'm trying to pump gas come up and talk to me. I've never had that. Never.
Like it happened to me. I ain't gonna say every day, but twice a month at least. Even if it's just like a quick little like God bless or like look at God or something quick like that. Like I'm hearing stuff like that like all the time actually. You don't hear it at all? I guess I'm
Never.
just curious.
Never.
That's so strange to
Cause
me.
and I honestly I really feel like right that I know I haven't said this on a podcast. I said it to y'all, but I really feel like it goes back to when my mom had the dream where she said that my her great grandmother came to her and told her that she was having a boy and that he was here for a reason. Yeah, but yeah, 33 years, bro. I'd never had that shit. Not one random motherfucker.
Mm.
And
Damn.
I mean, like I'm just guessing on why because of all my experiences. But
Hmm.
truthfully, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what it is.
Well,
They
now,
scared of
now,
you.
now I just want to ask, since I keep putting my faith out there more and more each pod. So I'm just gonna ask, have you ever been baptized before?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
How long ago?
What, like
Not that that should matter, but huh?
I think I was like in fourth, fifth grade. Like I just randomly went
Okay.
up there. Like I just randomly went up there. Like because
Okay.
I one Sunday I had asked my mom, but like wanted to ask like what is baptism like, and she told me what it was, and then like I want to say like maybe the next Sunday or like 2 Sundays later when they was doing the calls, I just walked my little ass up there.
Okay.
That's
Just
how my first one was too. I've
Yeah,
been baptized twice.
when were your times, if you remember?
The first time I was probably maybe like 7, 8. I'm gonna say 7, 8, 9 range, and it was one of those things my mom had always told me, like as a Christian, you need this, like to wash yourself. You feel me?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
go into it, but
Yeah.
and she told me when I was ready to do it, just like Courtney, and like one day
mm-hmm.
I just felt it. I was like, all right, today the day.
Yeah, because
And then
oh
the
my bad.
the second time was when you join a new church. They sometimes require you to.
Got you.
So I joined a new church and they made me.
Yeah, because just I just wanted to add on to what Marty was saying. My mom, she was
Hmm.
just like, she didn't tell me that I had to do it. Like that's something that I needed to do. She was just like, I mean, if you want to do it, do it. Ain't nobody making you.
Hmm.
I was just like, all right. And then one Sunday, I'm like, fuck it, I go up there.
Maybe that was enough. That was
Yeah,
enough. You in the kingdom now. You don't need to. You don't need no people telling you.
but
Like
that
you said, you don't need anybody putting you on the right path.
right, but also too like that also began like after I got baptized. That also began my questioning of everything because then I started noticing little shit that didn't fucking make sense at all. Like when they say God is a jealous God, why the fuck would he be jealous if he's omniscient? That never made sense to me at fucking all. Why the fuck would he be jealous? If no one is above him, why the fuck would he be jealous?
That's why.
What? No one is above him. What's there to be jealous about?
I,
Someone has to be above you for
that's
you to
the
be jealous.
reason. Nah, somebody just gotta be there, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. It's like, go ahead.
No, really.
Because I was just gonna
I
say,
was gonna
oh,
say,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, because I was just gonna say like I usually see jealousy in like when, for example, when a motherfucker is doing better than a certain motherfucker, they do stuff to either interrupt they flow or get them put in a jam so they lose and they get put back down to their level. And that's what I'm saying. Like I usually see jealousy when a person is doing better or above a certain person. That's what I'm saying. If he's supposed to be omniscient, right, and nothing is above him, what is there to be jealous about? There's nothing to be. That's like that's basically saying like he is jealous of his children because we see that in humans where parents are jealous, mostly women are jealous of their daughters. Why the fuck would he be jealous? There's nothing to be jealous
Oh,
about.
I'm following. I have a lot on this, but I wanna reel it in real quick to the baptism thing. The only reason why I asked that is just because I recently was doing my research on that, and that Catholic priests believe that you should baptize once you've realized your sins. It's a way of cleansing any negative spirits that are attached to you, and that people do have and walk in ignorance and aren't fully believers. Because it's possible to be a foolish Christian. I don't think people understand that.
Yeah.
You have questions, and there are things that you don't know, but yet refuse to pick the Bible up and claim to be a Christian. And so it's like because I hear you, and then I would say that the guy that I know is one that loves you, and if it's you going down the wrong path, I think jealousy is a human way of trying to articulate a guy knowing you're going the wrong direction. And I know jealousy is a probably poor decision. I would probably need to reread it in context and come back to you, but it's more like it's watching you walk away from your family and you're going to join the gang. It's like, sure, you can reap some benefits, make some money, and
Right.
gain new accomplices. But like, it's not gonna be the family you think it is, and until you go all the way down this path and realize it for yourself, which you might not ever realize it, it is gonna be like, dang man, we could have had him. You, because I mean, that's you. Whoever's watching or listening is who is considered when God decides to die for us. It's you and all that you are going through and hoping that you choose the all the same way the all chose you.
Yeah.
It has to be, and that's the again, the last part we were talking about Sith. And I'm like, yeah, it's scripture, bro. It's the power of two. It has to be two. For two or more gather in my name, I will be there. It has to be two. You decide the all, and he's there. But if you don't decide him, and whatever you did decide, it's gonna be something there, but it might not be him. It's gonna be something. And again, the voices. What are you tallying in? That's what I'm saying. Because something's gonna talk back. I'm not saying nothing's gonna talk back. And I'm not saying that I know anything about God. Because I'm saying that it could be all one half of the same thing, but what half of it are you getting? I don't.
Yeah. I mean, because again, bro, that goes back to what I was talking about earlier, how I balance both. And like I talked to my pops about it, and we sat down and I've told him about we done like a deep dive into my dreams and shit. And I don't know if I said it on a podcast, but he's came to the conclusion that I am essentially a conduit, right? I can tap into both, whether it's what people deem as dark, and I can tap into light, because that also goes back to my dream with the two wolves. If anybody knows the Native American story of the Tale of Two Wolves, I'm not gonna tell it, but you can look it up, right? Uh,
Mm.
Essentially, after having that dream so many times, both wolves walked to me, and I did one of those little cuddle hugs to them, essentially saying that I accept both. I accept all evil and I accept all light. So, and then as I go back to if anybody want to go back, you can go back and listen to like episode 1 and 2 where I talk about them. But back when my first dream, where the whole thesis of my dream was to find the light bulb, and I never found the light at all. I never found the light, and that was it seems like that was the whole gist of that dream, for me to never find the light. But somewhere in my journey, I did find the light. So now I sit in both. I can walk on the other side and be fine, because ain't shit finna fucking bother me, because I wear the armor of the light. And then I can go back over here, and I can chill in the light and just recharge, and then go back over. If that makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I, do you have anything, Marty, before I keep talking? No. Okay.
Go ahead.
I had wrote down when Marty was talking actually about the whole sequences of death, and what if that's you entering another opportunity in life. So I was writing down like the recap. I feel like that should be happening in your person, which is, like I said, the fact that you survived death. Are you contemplating your purpose and what impact you're supposed to have? I wrote down, yeah, death, is it inspiring you? Does it show you the value of your life? Have you wasted your time? Wrote an arrow back to Are you reflecting on the lessons that you learned from it? Like, did you learn anything from it? Right.
Mm.
And what are you hyper fixated on when you're thinking about these things? Like, did you learn your lessons? Are you still doing the same looped stuff after the near death experiences? You know,
Yeah. I
those
mean,
are all the things I took. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say just to sum all of what you said up right into one thing, right? When when I think about death, right, I think about it. It necessarily doesn't like bother me, but I have this urge to complete what it is before I die, and it sucks because I know that I'm going to run this life back one more time because what it is that I want to do, I will not complete it in this lifetime. I won't. And it goes back to I never really thought about it until Chris said it, but I am an anarchist. And the way that I think, right? My whole way of thinking is I already don't like the government. I don't like the way society is structured, which is why I am I guess you want to say intrigued by figures like Shigaraki, Dabi, Doflamingo, Malcolm X. I don't like the way none of this shit that we're living in is structured. And I want to tear everything down and rebuild it. But I know that I will not complete it in this lifetime. So I know I'm finna run this shit back one more time. And I feel like my next life will be my last life because I am going to complete it in my next life. Yeah.
Damn,
I feel like
you
I feel
so
like
confident with that.
Yeah.
I feel like my life caveat, if I had to like put a pin on it, is I feel like if I take a life, that's when I failed mine and I gotta run it back.
Mm-hmm.
That been the one thing I've been trying really hard not to do, bro. I'm so serious. Like I had a conversation with a guy the other day because he was talking to me about seven deadly sins, ironically,
Okay.
and we were just talking about how a lot of young men uh struggle with greed, lust, and I'm like, yeah, no, mine's wrath for sure, bro. He's like, what? I'm like, yes, bro.
All
Straight up, just nah, just wrath, bro. I was like, I'll be sitting here trying to cheese it up because I'm trying to plant the seeds. I'm trying to sow. I don't want nobody stepping to me improper. And if you do step to me improper after the way I know I've intentionally been moving, I'll be. It's just like what y'all was talking about in the other chat. It is impressive how the world just functions, knowing everyone is struggling and not everyone is crashing out at the same time. Like
yeah.
I'll be waiting on the one, but I do feel like that's gonna be the thing to reset me is if I tweaked out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm like, just because we on the podcast, but I might have to rethink that. I feel like the Marty that's sitting here right now today, if I don't put these paintings out in the world, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. Or let's run it back, run it back, run it back. I got more on that. If I don't figure out what I want to say or how I want to present my work and me as an artist, I gotta run it back. I do think this is the right thing. You get me? I don't feel like this is the first time, but I think I'm very early, if that makes sense. Kind of how Courtney said he's close to his last one. I don't think I've touched the surface of however many I'm gonna have. And I say this because I'm still in the why stage. You feel me?
Yeah.
Me inside, but I hella feel like I'm still in the like, what? I feel like I have that reaction, that visceral, just I don't understand reaction so often. And the amount of people that tell me like you missed the beat on reading this person or you didn't understand quite well that I hear. Like this happens to me. Some people tell me all the time, like, "Oh, you too nice. You're gonna have to break that at some point," or you're not doing it this way. And sometimes I think about like something that I did in the past. I'm like, "Fuck, I should have done it this way." Like I feel like I have so many of these learning moments that sometimes when I talk to people about it, that they don't they don't talk to themselves as much because they got it already, and they're not even thinking about teaching themselves in this manner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like it's still early, and the next time I'm running back, I'm gonna be better, and it's just gonna keep getting better. So I don't know. I might figure it out. I'm still pretty. I'm still in the 20s, I guess. Right? I still got a chance. This could be my last one, but I definitely feel like I'm in the early stages and shit.
Yeah. To Oh no, I was just gonna say just a quick little point to Marty when he was like, "Man, you confident?" Yeah, I'm very very confident. That's why I'm
Yeah.
trying. That's why I'm trying to set up everything now, if that makes sense. By me writing everything that I'm writing in the grimoires and shit. While I'm researching all the shit that I'm researching now, because I'm trying to find a way to make sure that I can complete it in my next lifetime.
Mm. This might sound left field again, but this is what we do here, right? We talking. So, do you think that when people are told they have an old soul, they closer to the end of their however many they get?
I believe so.
Have you been told this?
No.
Hmm.
I've been old man fan out the womb. I'm serious. As a kid, they was like, "What's up? What?" Like, I'm serious. And even
I
now, I
can
was,
see that.
huh?
I was saying I can see that though.
What about you? Have you been hit with that?
And that's kind of confusing to me. You get me? People tell me I'm cautious like an old person all the time about just anything. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, how can I feel like this? I'm just starting. If everybody else feel like I'm so prepped for what's next.
Yeah.
And
So,
I get that this is a personal journey, right? This is what you do on your own. These choices are for yourself. But this, I mean, is that based on what we were talking about earlier, right? You find the God in the people around you. Is this God telling me, like, look, here's a lesson? You get me?
Mm-hmm.
You too nice, or I use that one because I get that one so much. Like you way too nice for this. You feel me? So interesting,
Yeah.
interesting for sure.
you, I just wanted to add because there was one point I just wanted to interject on that so bad because you was talking about people not being like you because they already know, like they don't have to pause and think. You remember you saying that?
Hmm.
And then just now you were talking about I'm very cautious. And I was thinking to myself, like, in terms of Bible stories, I wanted to know who I related to the most. And I think I wish I was like Solomon, but in reality, I think I'm more like a Samson or like a Moses. Because I'll be lost for real. I'll be I'll be like, I don't know what's going on, bro. But like I just said, 99% of the time, I look stupid. Can you imagine what Moses looked like with a stick in his hand, talking about, yeah, go ahead and run me my people.
They were
And
like,
in front of the equivalent of a king, bro, you over here talk about you all your people with a stick. You don't get your
belly laugh, neck back.
Boy, chuckling, rubbing.
Yeah, bring me
What-
my meat.
my meat. But no, what I wanted to say to what you said though about those people, and this brings home to stuff I've said in the other pod, bro. Is the what is the quote? Is it Epictetus? I think it's Epictetus. Fuck. Oh, it's impossible to know what you already know. That. It's impossible to know what you already know. That goes back with the whole thing I've been saying in other podcasts where I'm like, the world gotta tell you, bro. It and that goes back in the seek ye first the kingdom of God. What is the world telling you? You think you know something, but if it's not being fact checked in your day-to-day living, it's kind of like something needs to be assessed. That's why I'm like, when you have near-death experiences and you recap what was like telling you, this should be fast tracking it into your brain. Like, this is happening. This happened. Like, and and again, some people, hey, this is the scariest thing for me. Some people go through their whole life and never have an ego death. They really do think that what they know is it. And I think those are the ones who are destined to loop this mug back because you still didn't like. I'm putting this all in the reference of something higher because that's just the scope of what makes things make sense for me personally. It doesn't have to be like that for everybody, but it is the thing where it's like you didn't fear God in my mind, right? That means you were so full of yourself, you missed life. So it's like even if you don't believe in God, I think that statement is very telling of itself. You didn't enjoy this motherfucker, bro. You was in your head so much and trying to get what was in you out to the world. You didn't let none of the world into you. You just missed it. You didn't have a good time. And that goes into what you were saying about like how you feel like a paradox because you feel like this is your first time, but people are telling you you're an old soul. But again, everything spiritual ever tells you, whether it's the Bible or the Quran, to be childlike, right? And that just means enjoy life, your enjoyment, joy.
Yeah.
People who have life and trauma be knocking them on their backside and they don't have joy. They don't enjoy nothing. They like, I don't know why you doing this. There ain't no point. Be bitter as hell. Like missing it, bro. I don't know. I be feeling like it's keys
Yeah,
to
you
living,
do.
bro.
It is.
Yeah,
Didn't I
you
say
do.
facts? Yeah, facts, facts, bro.
Yeah, you do.
It's on the head, bro.
I got a point. I got one last point because I know we probably about to end this soon, and we don't have to dwell on this, right? When Phan said what character he feels like in the Bible, I just want to say, like, I've been trying to figure this shit out about myself, right? How can I put this? I'm just gonna say, this might not be the right word, but I am obsessed with the name Lilith. I don't know why. I like the way it looks. I like the way it makes me feel. It is fucking crazy how Lilith name makes me feel, bro. Like I just love that name for some fucking reason, and I cannot
Mm-hmm.
understand why. It's crazy. That's all. That's all.
It's
Creation
a cool name, first off.
and creation, bro.
Oh,
First.
whoa, whoa. Say that again?
And I was like, with creation too, bro. You the first. Eve get glory, but you know, those who don't know. y'all, y'all,
Man.
y'all got some reading to do tonight. Go ahead, look at all this stuff. Yeah. Trying to learn you something
I
tonight.
always got homework. See, this is the epiphanies we be trying to have. Go look you up some stuff and get you an epiphany today. You feel me? Every day. You see what I did there?
And
Come
day,
on.
Epiphanies. And day, man.
Yeah. But I don't think I got nothing else. If y'all got some more, I think we do have more. But
Of
like we could
course.
just go on forever, for
Yeah,
real,
I'm
for
putting a
for
real.
sure.
cease and desist on my yapping, bro.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
All right. Well, as been today's episode of Everyday Epiphanies podcast with Marty, Midas, and Phan, where we sit up here and yap about a variety of miscellaneous topics, man. And we're gonna holler at y'all. But before we go, I just want to say we try to drop an episode. Well, we try to drop at least 1 to 3 episodes every other week. So, yeah, try to spread out these episodes. Because we do multiple episodes in a day. Try to spread them out. We try to do at least 1 to 3 episodes a week, every other week. Depending on how my editing goes. Just want to throw that out there. But yeah, man. Hope y'all enjoyed today's podcast. I know we went left, right, up, down, LB, RB, triangle, circle. We go all over the place. One topic leads to multiple directions. So like the multiverse and Loki. We still the Tesseract. Yeah.
Everything is connected. Everything.
But with that being said, man, we're gonna holler at y'all, man. Like, comment, subscribe. If anything in this episode hit y'all personally, if y'all want to get some shit off your chest, put down in the comments, man. Type.
Let us know.
Yeah. Let us know. And with that being said, man, we're gonna holler at y'all, man. We out. Peace.